the federal government has announced a major boost in funding to tackle guns and gangs amid escalating gang conflict in the Lower Mainland and across Canada. Our number one priority is to stop the flow of illegal handguns and assault weapons into our communities, Federal Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale said in Surrey on Friday. Read more: 8 people arrested in connection to alleged drug trafficking operation in Surrey, Langley. To that end, Ottawa will spend $327.5 million over 5 years to target gang crime. The government plans to spend $100 million annually after that, however that funding could depend on the Liberals winning the 2019 federal election. Exactly how the money will be spent remains unclear. Goodale said funding plans will be influenced by a national summit on gang and gun crime that's expected to be held next spring. We want to hear from key stakeholders, including law and border enforcement agencies, Indigenous groups, women's advocates, and community and mental health organizations, he said. We want to give a voice to victims, and to those who have been sucked into the gang vortex and somehow managed to escape and recover. However, while a more detailed breakdown of spending isn't available, Goodale said the government does have several key priorities. They include boosting enforcement, both through integrated gang task forces like BC's Combined Forces Special Enforcement Unit, CFU, and Border Services. October 2017, funding stabilized for BC Youth Anti-Gang Program. Ottawa is also looking to add more stable funding to youth early intervention, through initiatives like Surrey's RAP program. Concern about guns and gangs has been growing in BC. In recent years, particularly in the Lower Mainland, which has been home to low-level gang conflict. Read more: is it time for the Lower Mainland to amalgamate police forces? Back in August, Surrey RCMP said that city alone had seen at least 31 shots fired calls in the first 8 months of the year. The growing opioid crisis and associated drug trafficking has also raised new concerns. In September, BC's NDP government announced $322 million in new funding of its own to fight that crisis, much of it directed to law enforcement in an effort to stem the flow of drugs and increase public safety.